Welcome back to the channel. Different video for you today. We got Larry.
Hola!
And Larry's rig. This was actually in the first video I've ever posted. We were down in southern New Mexico and the engine blew up. Since then, it has a fully forged rotating assembly, MoTeC computer. All the drive lines new. All of the suspension is new. Almost everything's new now. So what we're doing today is putting the cover on the MoTeC. We got to wire up the feedback from the AEM, the selector for the different maps we're going to be running, and new blow-off valve, and we just had a new wastegate installed. So we're going to start putting it together, and then tomorrow we're going to slap her on the dyno. For you, it'll be the same day. Evo Power Sports blow-off valve, adjustable, hard or soft. Evo silicone charge pipes. You just plug the wastegate or the blow-off valve right there. Run your vacuum line. Got the aftermarket 3-port boost controller, which will come in handy on the dyno. To the new wastegate, water-cooled turbo. How long do we need these? 12 foot? So now we're gonna twist all 5 of these wires together. 3 of them go to the selector switch for the maps, and 2 of them are the feedback from the AEM to the MoTeC. Here we got the new wire. We're gonna run the wires to the outside rocker around the side, up to the gauge and the switch, back to the MoTeC, and then we'll have Eric from SQC actually pin it out into the MoTeC. So, mounting the MoTeC to the stock location, it does have a harness adapter that comes with the MoTeC. This is the M130 with the Polaris adapter harness. We have built, or I should say, we had Cooper build a cover for the whole system. It actually came out pretty sweet. He broke it down in SolidWorks, and the system had a really hard time delineating this curve. So he had a little bit of trouble getting this thing done. But we haven't even test fitted it. Here it goes. It clips over the top of that, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you pull the wires out of the way. Look at that. Look at the fitment there. Once you get those wires out the way.
Yeah.
That's cool. So this is the MoTeC switch that you have to buy separately to change the map settings on the MoTeC itself. They sent us this nice pigtail with the clip, and we're just gonna cut that because we don't have the connector, and we're just gonna hardwire it all the way through. Gonna mount it right here on the dash so we can select maps and boost settings on the fly. Going to measure between both sides of the panel here with my eyeballs and just send it right home.
The only way.
I'd call that the middle. So this is the wastegate bleed off, which is coming from the 3-port boost controller. It's going to be mounted into the air box. This is actually a sealed air box that will bleed off the boost into, so that we don't have any mud, or plug it up and run that boost through the door. Got the 5-wire loom we just made run up through the dash, around the frame rail, goes down across the frame, down underneath the car. I'm not going to show you that because you. Comes out next to the MoTeC here. And then I'll have Eric wired into the MoTeC. Now we got to solder the switch, the little knob, to the 5-wire, and then take these 2 wires from the gauge and solder it together, tie it up, and move on to wastegate spring pressure. We got the switch soldered in. Now we have to solder the feedback from the AEM gauge. Ayo.
Horn blows. What about the driver?
Voila. We got everything tied up nice and neat. We're going to hook up the vacuum gauge onto the new wastegate and set the spring pressure so we have a good baseline, and then on the dyno we'll use the boost controller to turn it up to 35. Just kidding. All right, so we're gonna put pressure on the wastegate till it cracks open, see what it's set at, and then adjust it. Let her rip, tater chip. All right, we got everything.
While we were lost.
What are you running over?
Shit.
Fuck that guy's life. Fuck that thing's life. All right, so. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. All right, so we're loading the thing up. We've got everything done except the wiring to the MoTeC. We're gonna let Eric do all that tomorrow. Hit the dyno. We actually have to sell a car first, but we'll catch you there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's popping exactly.
Dude, ignore it. No, maybe.
It's officially dyno day, but before we head down to SQC, we're going to drop off this 74 Nissan 260Z. Picked this car up a couple weeks ago, but it's just, I've got too many projects. As you can see. So I'm gonna go drop this thing off, get some cash. Gonna come back, grab the Polaris, and head down to NM Imports and hopefully get that Polaris tuned right. We've actually been to the dyno a couple times and I did record it, but it didn't pan out, so I deleted all the video. We're gonna go drop this turd off and we'll be right back. All right, the Z's gone. Now I gotta go pick up the Polaris and head down to NM Imports and get that thing tuned. Last time we're going to the dyno. Gonna get this thing tuned up. Should be good. As long as it holds together. Don't tell Larry that. All right, we're back, bro. What's up, dog?
What's going on? Dave.
Hey, nice. Woo.
Oh,
What?
got me.
What?
The dog got me.
Did he? Where? He gets everybody, bro. Everything's wired under the car. All you have to do is pin it.
Sweet.
Got it pinned out into the MoTeC. So we've got the switch and the AEM feedback hooked up. Gonna plug it in. Start pulling some fuel out or something because it's not running because we don't want to push it on to the dyno. Again, we're not pushing it onto the dyno again.
So tired of pushing it.
So, hey, nice fucking short days way.
Thanks, Doug. So, what happened? Anything yet?
Nothing yet. Gotta get it running.
It's not starting. I think it's low fuel pressure maybe. So we had to start it with starting fluid. There was bad fuel in the rail, and that's just the oil coming out the turbo. But it's idling now, so that's good. I thought the fuel hat separated from the pump, or the sock got sucked into the pump or something. So we pulled weight out of the clutch. 20 pounds. I thought we made 150. Oh no, we made 115.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. What a shit show that was.
Well, I mean, it totally makes sense now, though.
That the turbo is all in two pieces. You want a beer?
Want a beer? Do you have beer? You guys are drinking? Or
Yeah, we got beers in the truck.
I drink after I too.
Yeah.
I just have to be out of here by 5.
This is why you don't schedule anything behind us.
That's
Ever.
It's actually true.
Ever.
Because I usually do a 3 o'clock appointment and I blocked it off.
Did you? So you're like, we know these motherfuckers.
We're on E85, right? So boost really isn't
Not a huge
a
deal.
huge concern.
Right.
What's the max boost we want to run today?
When do they pop?
When? I don't. Well, it's a built motor, right?
Yeah. ARP head studs, manly rods, CP pistons, polished crank, factory crank, which is probably the biggest point of the whole thing.
Yeah. Let's just get to 200 and then we'll figure it out.
You want
10, 12, 14.
that all came out of that?
Yeah.
14 weights. You're good. Let it rip. Too much boost? Yo, we beat our shit by 10, or 9. So the last time we were here, this was your max power, or where was it? It was 115. All right, so he pulled more weight out of the tips of the arms. Should have a higher RPM on the high end, and the engagement should be a little bit closer to that 1800 mark. All right, so he threw some timing at it, and then we're gonna start turning the boost up in increments. Might need to pull more weight out as well. The problem we're having is we're not bleeding off enough air. We're actually demanding a lot more than what's changing. It's only changing like 1 pound. So we're removing the bleed off that we connected to the air box. We think the orifice is too small, so we're gonna disconnect that, check it. Do good things. Do good things. Do good things. Right?
The exhaust energy has to be going somewhere.
Right.
What did you say?
What the?
It spiked to like 23 pounds.
Hell yeah! All right, so we pulled the intake. So we pulled the intake off, and we have this really good off-road intake, and it's suffocating the turbo. So we just popped that off, and it just spiked to 23.
That one read 26.
He's gonna turn it down. It just spiked to 26 pounds. Yeah, you gotta revamp the whole air system, air box. You need aluminum pipe all the way up. Try that first, because you got a lot of pipe on that. It's turbo, box to box.
Yeah.
It's a lot of boxes. That was 135 horsepower for 2 seconds. Solves the issue. Collapsing silicone pipes are not good for boost. So we will be back with aluminum pipes and different airbox probably. Well, that's all she wrote, bud.
That's it, dude.
Hold on, let me get this outro. All right, so we learned that we need a solid aluminum intake tube, and we'll be good to go. Adjust the wastegate. We learned a lot. It costs us a lot to learn a lot. So what are you gonna do? We got Fridays now. We out of here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.
Hit the like button.